Hello Internet, I'm Hazel. It is almost Saturday, so it's time for a brand new vlog. This week, today specifically, I did something I didn't think I was going to do. And I downloaded Black Desert Online. I bought myself one of those $30 Traveler's Passes, and the reasoning that I had for not wanting to download it earlier was that I'm pretty into WoW, obviously. And I didn't really want to get into another MMO. That's kind of the problem I had with Blade and Soul, was that it was great. I didn't actually have any specific problems with Blade and Soul, aside from the fact that the double item locking thing was kind of gross. But I don't really have time to put into trying to level up and get good at another MMO. And I've been listening to my husband talk about Black Desert for quite a while, and it occurred to me as I kept listening to the things that he was doing that a large part of Black Desert isn't actually combat. Like, I found out that there are people that just play Black Desert and don't do combat. You can just, like, be a beer monger, or, like, farm yourself some wheat, or just be a fisherman, or corner a market, or, like, there's lots of things to do in Black Desert that are not combat specific. And that's kind of how I want to play it, so I gave it a download. I haven't had a whole lot of time to put into it yet because I had a stream this afternoon, but I think over the weekend I want to try and find some time to, you know, poke around in it. Start myself I just want to play Farmville, but like in an MMO that has ridiculous character creation capabilities. That's not such a bad thing. So I've been up to that. As far as videos coming out, I am going to make one more Legion class preview. I'm going to make the Enhancement Shaman Legion class preview after I put out the Resto Shaman PvP talents video. So I'll do the enhancement one and then the PvP for the enhancement one. And after that, I'm going to take a break on Legion class previews until either I get Legion access, or if I don't ever get Legion access, then I guess we're just going to be done with them. I'm not going to guarantee it'll be done with them. Like, if I run out of stuff to make and I want to do another class preview, I will. But for the most part, there's so much information out there now because a lot of people have been in the beta for quite some time that I don't think it's really worthwhile for me to continue making those, given the time investment that they need and other things that I could be doing. So I'm going to do the one more. I'm going to do Enhancement Shamans because I promised. And then after that, I'm going to take some time to make some different kind of videos. There's lots of videos I've been meaning to make. Videos on how I'm making my Golden 6.2 to kind of save up for Legion. Videos on my UI for PvP, my rating UI, my keybinds, my macros, stuff like that. So I'm going to be doing some other stuff for a while, and I think that's going to be a bit of a relief. This week, level 110 PvP realms became active on the alpha, so again, I'm still not in it, but people that are in it are now able to make level 110 characters and PvP with them to try things out, and PvP testing's kind of officially begun, which I'm really excited about. I really hope that they strongly listen to the feedback that these players are giving them, and try and give us the best PvP experience in Legion that they possibly can, because there's a lot of changes, and change is concerning, especially when you've been playing the game for a long time and it hasn't changed in a while. But some of the changes, I think, make more sense than others. I just found out on Twitter today that they actually broke, they intentionally broke power shifting macros for druids, because right now I could have a macro that goes /cast bear form, and pressing that button will shift me in and like out and then immediately back into bear form, which will break roots on myself and it'll generate me a little bit of rage that I can use for frenzied regeneration. And same thing for travel form, cat form, whatever. You can just shift out and back into a form, which breaks roots without actually leaving the form, leaving it open to polymorphs and whatever. And apparently, that's not okay anymore, and they've decided to put a small cooldown on re-entering a form that you just left. It is a hidden cooldown, it's not a global cooldown. And all this means is it's going to be clunkier for people to power shift stuff, because you're still going to want to shift to break roots, but you don't want to leave yourself in caster form, so you're just going to be shifting back and forth between probably bear and travel form, which is just gross. Like, we're gonna need weird like weak cores or whatever to track whatever the internal cooldown of re-entering the form that you just left was to get back into the desired form as quickly as possible. And they're not really fixing the problem that they thought that they had, and I don't think they can without making it worse. They're just making things clunkier and more disgusting to try and work with, so I'm not very happy with that. I hope that they really think that through. If I find time, I might try and write up a forum post, but I'd really like to be able to test it and sort of see what kind of cooldown we're looking at and see what the workarounds are and how effective it is to create a workaround before I really write anything out. So that's my thoughts on that. There have been some PvP hotfixes to live servers that went out this week as well. Lots of people are kind of buzzing about that. They did 10% nerfs to Mortal Strike and Execute for Armors Warriors. They have nerfed Obliterate damage, and I think another Frost, or another Death Knight thing as well. Not Pillar of Frost, but they definitely nerfed Obliterate and then something else. Frost Nova has, like, the mage's Ice Nova, Frost Nova thing that does a whole bunch of damage to the talented thing that they take. That has been seen a significant nerf. And then most importantly, Deep Freeze no longer lasts 5 seconds. It lasts either 4 or 3. I can't really tell. It feels like it lasts 2, but I don't really know. Maybe I was DR'd when I was eating all those deep sheeps today. But, and Reflective Shield is the other thing that got nerfed. So Disc Priests are not going to be quite as disgusting to deal with in 2s, especially if you end up trying to duel one and they're just killing you with Reflective Shield. That now only reflects, I believe, 35% damage instead of something like 75%. And then the mage nerfs seem to be the most significant. So I'm okay with all of these nerfs. I don't know if they were really strictly necessary. I think mages were a little bit strong, but I think hitting them in both their damage and their deep freeze is a little bit cruel. I feel like they could have picked one or the other. But I definitely find it a lot easier to survive against God Comp now, especially when they swap me, because I'm sitting in a shorter stun and they're doing less damage. It's a win-win for me. So that is that. And then I want to leave a lot of time for questions today, because we had quite a few questions. So the first one, Ashley asks, Hazel, which artifact weapon are you most excited for? So it's probably not the coolest artifact weapon, but the classes that I know I'm going to be playing Legion are Resto Druid, because that's like my thing in PvP. Resto Druid. And then Shadow Priest. And the Shadow Priest artifact weapon is cool, but it's a dagger. It's fairly small. It's not like really exciting. So I would say the artifact that I'm most excited for is going to be Ganir, the branch of the Mother Tree, staff of the Mother Tree bark stick. I don't remember what it's called. But the Resto Druid big stick thing, because I think it looks really cool. I think it's very druidy. I like the lore of it, and I think it's going to look real good on my druid. And I also kind of like the look of the artifact traits that are on it, and I'm enjoying how those are shaping up as they extend. It's probably not the coolest artifact weapon out there. I know a lot of people that are lore nerds are like super stoked about Ashbringer, but I like my stick. I'm on my druid stick. I'm very excited about that. Let's see. Pokemon Champion wants to know, what is your favorite WoW zone? So my favorite WoW zone to be in is absolutely Jade Forest. Jade Forest in Pandaria is by far, in my opinion, the most gorgeous zone that they have ever made. I love the music. I always love questing there. My new thing whenever I'm leveling an alt through Pandaria is to just level like, 85 to 90 just in the Jade Forest, because you can. There's so many quests there. I always find them really engaging, and the zone is just gorgeous. So absolutely Jade Forest is my favorite zone, and I like just hanging out there. I have a screenshot of the Jade Forest. I took a really nice screenshot with like a river and some cranes and some cherry blossom trees, and that is my desktop, and it has been for quite some time. So that is that. Corzo asks, quick question, do you run Ashran? I started playing PvP again with an ally alt, found Ashran when done correctly can be productive for generating conquest points. I don't know that I find it all that fun, but if you're winning it's kind of cool. What do you think? So firstly, addressing Ashran as a source of conquest points. I don't ever farm conquest in Ashran, because by the time I'm ready to get conquest points, I'm usually in blue gear already, and conquest points can be very easily gotten right now through arena. Ever since they doubled the amount of conquest points you get from an arena win, you get 270 conquest points for an arena win, so it doesn't take very long to cap a tune. Even with a really huge cap, it's basically twice as fast to cap a tune through arena now. And I have enough people that I know that do arena that I can usually find somebody to help me cap, or I can just pug some twos at like really low CR2s and try my best to carry someone to get myself my cap. So I don't do Ashran for conquest points. I should do Ashran for accolade trinkets. There's like a mastery spirit or a haste spirit accolade trinkets. Either one of them are pretty good. That would be very good for any one of my druids. I'm just running proc trinkets on all of them because I'm really lazy. But I pretty much just don't do Ashran. I think it's a neat experience. I don't think it's as bad as people say it is, but it's definitely not as good as some of the other world PvP zones that they've done. I actually kind of like Tulparad, to be honest with you, but I don't do Ashran. I should for accolade trinkets. I don't do it for conquest points. I think it's a valid place to gear up honor gear. Like if you've got a new character that's freshly 100 and you need a bunch of honor gear on it, doing Ashran can be a very effective way of getting your first set of honor gear. I personally just wait for the Battleground event. It only comes around every 6 weeks, but when the Battleground event comes around, you can just spam Battlegrounds and very, very, very quickly have a character fully honor geared, and it's not that hard to do a couple of them every event. And of course, once you've honor geared the first time, you're kind of done, and then I just jump into arena to catch up in the conquest cap, and then I am good to go. So, yeah, I mean, Ashran's fine. It would probably be more fun if you had a group that was, like, coordinating, like, maybe in voice chat that actually does Ashran and is good at it, because just going solo can be kind of frustrating. Andrusher asks, hello, this could be an unusual question, but what do you see on the computer when you record these? I was thinking that you see yourself like in a mirror, but it could be so hard. If I did that, I'd have to fix something every 10 seconds or just do one of my mirror faces. And there's more to the question, but I'll answer this part first. So I have two monitors. My right monitor, which is what I look at when I'm reading, I have my notes as to what my vlog topic should be, and also I have the questions written out. And then I have my audio recording so that if it breaks for whatever reason, I can see that I'm not recording myself talk anymore. And then on my left monitor, which is right in front of me, which I'm looking at right now, it has my camera up here, and then I have the picture of WoW that's behind me. I can see that, and I can also see myself on the screen. So I don't usually feel too tempted to make faces, but I like being able to see myself when I record, so that if like I don't know, my shirt falls down or something, that I can, you know, find out, not just record a whole vlog and have to throw the whole thing out. So, yeah, I see myself on the screen, but it doesn't usually bother me that much. And the second part of your question was, I'm also interested in a cooking stream. A cooking stream? You wouldn't believe it how many people are cooking stream fans just like me. You should think about it. It's fun. So I'm not opposed in any way to doing a cooking stream. It would obviously have to be in the correct section on Twitch. The problem and the reason why I'm probably not going to do a cooking stream, a couple of problems. First one is that I do not have the equipment for that. I have, like, my computer and my desk setup is massive and heavy, and it pretty much stays put. So in order for me to stream, I would have to either stream from my laptop, which does not have a hardwired connection, so I'd be streaming over crappy MacBook Wi-Fi, which would be gross. And like I wouldn't be able to light it very well. I don't have a way to do it, basically. Like, my hardware is in my office. I don't really have a way to get it into my kitchen, and my kitchen's not really set up in a way that would allow for that. And then the other reason why I don't know if I do a cooking stream is I don't cook very entertainingly. I usually pick things to cook that I can make within like 10 minutes of work, and then I kind of clean it as I go, and then I like leave while it's cooking. I don't really cook things that take a whole huge amount of time. And, yeah, I don't know how good it would be. So I'm open to it in the future, especially if I ever move into a different place where it's easier for me to set something like that up. Or if I ever get my hands on a camera that I can use to record and stream things that are not at my desk, like a non-webcam camera. If I ever get one of those, then it's more likely to happen. But for now, probably not. I also like to put on music while I'm cooking and then, like, dance and or sing. No, not at my husband's home. My husband's home, I just do it. Maybe with music, but I don't really dance that much. But if I'm like cooking lunch or like baking and it's just me in the house, then I'll like you gotta make it fun. Dishes are really boring if you can't boogie like a little bit. So that has been my week. If you guys have any questions you would like answered on a Saturday vlog, just leave them as comments on the most recent vlog. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.